Like, how do we prep for an interview? Are you rehearsing it with them? But essentially, you're just celebrating all the things that you're really good at.
Yeah, there is still prep. There is still
Yeah,
prep.
yeah.
So I will still say we still do one-on-one. We still do practice, but you can't do interview prep until you know what you're good at. Like people will say to me, oh, I just wish I knew all the questions that they were going to ask me. And I'm like, even if you knew all the questions, a rubbish answer is still a rubbish answer. So even if I gave you a list of 10 questions and said, right, this is what you're going to be asked. If you don't know what you're good at, if you don't know how you bring value, if you don't know how you're going to impact that company, your answer's going to be crap. And that's just me being super honest. And my clients know I'm really direct with stuff like that. I'm like, but a crap answer is a crap answer. They're like, what do you mean? I was like, even if you knew every question, I said, we all know that most interviews they're going to ask you, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Yet I will still hear people say, my weakness is I'm a perfectionist. Bear in mind, I've interviewed thousands of candidates.
Yeah.
It is not a weakness. Someone has told you to say that because it doesn't sound bad. You can say, I know that can be a strength and a weakness, but being a perfectionist, I know the answer is curated, everyone says it. Listen, as a hiring manager, as a recruiter, I'm bored. I don't want to hear that answer, but this is what I mean. Just because you know the question doesn't mean the answer will be good.
Should you actually say what your weaknesses are?
Yes, but there's a formula, and this is where you're saying about interview prep. There's a formula. If you have gone through the interview and, for instance, you didn't answer a question as good as you should have, your weakness should be the answer, that thing. But your weakness should always be something that you've already started working on or that you have an answer to resolve. Example, if I was changing industry, my weakness is I've never worked in the industry. It's as simple as that. However, done this research. I have in my previous job done this, which connects to this, which is going to make it really easy for me. I don't see there being an issue. I know in this industry, you need people to be able to do X, Y, Z. I have done X, Y, Z and I'll give a story, I'll give an evidence, I'll give an example. So I don't think it will be a problem. However, I know obviously from your perspective, you're going to see it as a weakness because I haven't done it before. So another weakness for someone could be if you're, okay, for me, I remember once saying to someone in a recruitment job, which I don't recommend anyone doing, they were like, what's your weakness? I said, I hate admin. And they were like, but you have to do admin. I said, I know. I said, but although I hate admin, I said, it's not that I'm bad at it, I just don't enjoy it. So what I've done is 2 days a week, I've carved out in the afternoon, they are my admin days. I do nothing else but admin. So I sit, I get all my admin done.